Hello and thank you for joining me on this rainy day in Nagoya. Today, we will be taking a walk along the Hori River from the Kanayama area to the Atsuta Jingu area. On the way back, we will have a look around Shirotori Park. Along the way, I'll be chatting about my memories of the first time I took this walk. I hope you enjoy it. In winter of 2018, I took the JLPT at Nagoya Congress Center. While it's not a gold standard, it is certainly useful if you want to prove your Japanese skills to the Japanese company you're looking to work for. At the time, I told myself to consider the first time I took the test as a practice try. At around $55, it's a rather pricey practice run, but I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself to pass. Around that time, I hadn't been walking much around Nagoya. Fushimi felt very safe, so I often used it and Sotoboridori. By the way, as I've been considering ways of explaining the areas I want to show around Nagoya, I've come to realize that I rely heavily on streets. I don't think most Japanese people do that. It appears they look at blocks of streets, and then the number of the buildings within those blocks. As an American, it's almost impossible for me to understand, but I'm learning. I've come to recognize areas of Nagoya based on streets, however, so I will continue to refer to the streets we've covered so far on this channel as such. Fushimi was familiar to me, but at that time, Kanayama was not. I took the train from Nagoya to Kanayama, but then I had to walk to the Congress Center from there. I enjoyed the walk. I loved walking when I lived in the US and in China. Why don't I walk more here in Nagoya, I thought. I remembered thinking that I'd like to visit the area again in the future. So I promised myself that I would. By the way, the test was a very strange experience for me, especially for the listening portion. I had expected individual cubicles with headphones. However, everyone listened to the recordings at the same time. I could hear people scratching answers. It was very distracting because I didn't always agree with what the majority of the test takers were choosing. So I learned from that time that I would listen carefully to all of the answers and keep in my mind which answer I thought was right. After all the answers were read, I would then mark my answer. I think that's a better strategy anyway. I wound up failing that test, but because I had learned some very valuable lessons, it helped me prepare for the second try. On the way back, I realized I knew where I was when I was crossing Fushimi. I got super excited and decided to walk home. Ever since then, I became interested in walking the different areas of Nagoya, not just in Nishiku. Soon, I will show the southern part of Fushimi. Perhaps I'll do it on the 1-year anniversary of the channel to commemorate the first video, which was the northern part of Fushimi. I've only been down that area once or twice, but Fushimi remains one of my favorite streets in Nagoya. The Atsuta area is also very nice. There are so many areas to show. I would love it if you could join me as we explore more of Nagoya together. We're almost at the end of the walk. See you on the bridge. I don't know about you, but this is super relaxing right now. I don't know, this is just what I needed today. I'm gonna keep going. But I still have to walk home. So I need to keep that in mind. Let's go down to this side and just take a little look around. We're not gonna go anyplace special. All right, I'm going to head back home now. Thank you so much for joining me on this walk, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the flip side. You might not be able to see, but there's a guy up there stretching exactly where I want to take a shot. I hope he moves.